So here is a stitch that you can try. It is called the running stitch, and I pretend that this piece of fruit and this string are kind of like a swimmer. So my swimmer is going to go from the top of the pool all the way to the bottom. He's going to dive to the bottom. Now when I start, I'm going to have a little tail there, and that little tail is going to stay right there. So my pincher fingers, like this, are going to pinch the top where the fruit is and the bottom where there's nothing. They're going to pinch so that that little tail stays where it is. After I've sewn a little bit, then I can let go and the little tail will stay in place. So I've got this long piece of shoelace, and I pretend that this piece of shoelace is like a swimmer in a pool, and the swimmer dives over the pool and then is under the pool. All right, so let's see an over. My swimmer is going to dive up and over on top of the pool, down to the bottom. I'm going to pull all the way so there's no tail. It's nice and tight. Now my swimmer is at the bottom of the pool. He's swimming under the water. He needs to dive up right next to where he dove down, that open hole, and pull up to the top. Now my swimmer's at the top of the pool above the water and is going to dive right back down. My swimmer goes over and then under, over and then under. Now sometimes what happens is my swimmer, it goes around the edge of the pool and it looks like this. Well, today is only practice, so if you make a whoopsie, it's okay. You can keep swimming over and under. If you would like to undo that mistake, all you need to do is pull the swimmer tail off to the side and have him dive back down right through the hole he went through. That will take your stitch out. All right, now that that mistake is out, I know I need to go over. I can see that the swimmer's tail is above the water, so I'm going to dive down to the bottom. My swimmer is under and over, under and over. I'm going to have my swimmer swim around my fruit, over and under, all the way around until I get to where I started. My swimmer has dove over and under all the way around the edge. Now it's back where it started. I am finished today, and this is just practice. So that means I'm going to take out the stitches that I just stitched. And if I have time, I could do it again. And if not, then it's ready for the next person. So one thing that you could do is you could just pull. You could just pull out the string and feed it back through the hole. Another thing that you could try is, just like what we did with the mistake, is you could have your swimmer go back through the hole that it just came from and then pull that way. Either way, have your swimmer swim in reverse or just pull it out. I will leave it up to you, but you need to pull all of the stitches out of the piece of fruit before you bring it back to the drive-thru today. Have fun stitching, kindergartners. Artists, today we are going to be practicing stitching or sewing. So you are going to be getting a piece of fruit. This fruit has holes poked around the outside. You're going to be getting a piece of fruit from the drive-thru and one shoelace. I'm going to be showing you two kinds of stitches today that you could try. The first stitch is going to go around the outside edge. So I'm going to find the end of my shoelace. I'm going to poke it through the hole from the front to the back. And I know the back because I don't see a piece of fruit on there. I'm going to poke it through the hole from the front to the back. And with my finger on the back, I'm going to pull it a little bit through, maybe about half the length of my finger, just so that when I do my stitching around the outside edge, it won't pull through. And if it pulls through, that's okay. The first few stitches, it also kind of helps for me to pinch. So I'll use my two pincher fingers, pinch that back and the front together. Notice how my finger is pinching that shoelace so that it won't pull out. And if it pulls out, it's okay. You just put it right back through front to back. Now this side is kind of like a swimmer. I call this my swimmer, my diver. My diver is going to go around the edge of the pool and it's going to dive up through the swimming pool and pull all the way through. All right, my diver is going to go around the edge of the pool, up through the water and pull tight. My diver goes around the edge of the pool, up through the water and pull tight. Do you notice how my swimmer goes to each hole, the neighbor hole? It doesn't want to skip any holes. That would make it maybe feel a little bit left out. So make sure you go right to the hole next to it. Swim up from bottom to top and pull the string so there's no loose gaps. I want it to be nice and tight. Once I have a few stitches, I can let go and my hand can hold my piece of fruit any way that I would like. But my goal is to swim all the way around through each of the holes. I have had my swimmer, my shoelace, stitch around each of the holes in my fruit. I am done. So now that I'm done, I need to pull the string apart, just going backwards, pull at each of those loops to take the string out of the hole. That way the next person that uses it has a nice clean start, or if you have time, you could always try it again. So once you've gotten to the end, take it all apart. Today is just practice. We are learning how to do a sewing stitch.